Welcome to the Ninja Report. Today we got a special segment, brand new, have not done this yet, the EA2KShow. This will be covering all my franchise playing games, so I'm going to treat it like it's news to y'all, and this is how I'm going to deliver it. So we're going ahead and show you this playoff tree, my league, 2K, for all four of my teams. As you know, we're Boston, Indiana, Phoenix, and Denver. Phoenix and Denver did not make the playoffs. Boston and Indiana made it, as you see there, but got closed out in the first round. We're already into the third round, and here are the matchups. It's going to be crazy. The matchups in the West is the number 1 seed, OKC, number 2 seed, Houston Rockets. For the East, we got Cleveland and Orlando. Yes, that is a crazy matchup. As you see that Chicago was the number 1 seed and lost to Orlando in 7. Probably elaborate on that a little bit. Jordan did not get a lot of help from his players. So let's go ahead and jump into the teletape for these two teams. We're gonna start in the East, because I feel like that's not the prime matchup. So we're gonna have our prime time matchup, and that's gonna be talked about after we deal with the first matchup. So the prime time matchup, the lesser of the prime time of the two matchups, Cleveland and Orlando. I'm going to show you the overall view of these two. As you see here, there's no weakness between both of the teams. They're pretty balanced. Post defense for Orlando is kind of low, but other than that, they're almost equal teams. They're almost equal. Let's go ahead and show you the stats for the teams, how they compare with the numbers. And you see the Cleveland Cavaliers were 3rd in the NBA. The Magic are 6th in the NBA with 108. So a 4-point difference right there. Defense, they both really don't play defense. Orlando has given up more points, 106. Cleveland's 101. So this game is looking to look like it's going to be a shootout, a downright shootout. To show you the projected matchups for this game. Cleveland is starting out with Kyrie, Iman, James, Love, and Timothy. They're not going to go small ball. They're going to play with their lineup and try to match up with Nikolai and Derek Favors. You see Derek Favors on the team. They made a trade right before the trade deadline, and that actually boosted and helped Orlando a lot in this playoff race. You see who it sells, the point guard Penny Hardaway is injured. We was able to speak with him before the game started, and he told us that he's confident in the team's ability to close out on the Cavs. He said the team's mindset is one game. That's all they're worried about right now. But he said in his heart, in his mind, he feels like his team can close out the series in 6. That's a big statement coming from Penny Hardaway. He has a lot of confidence and a lot of hope for his Magic. And the key matchup is to figure out how is Mario going to match up with LeBron. And basically that's how is he going to handle that. Because I feel like the other players are going to cancel each other out. So let's go ahead and jump into this game. First half highlights. You see the first half highlights. 46-48, very close. This game was very defensive in the first half. Very defensive. A lot of team play, moving the ball. Teams didn't shoot all that well, but it was a very defensive game in the first half, as you see there on the stats. Both teams shot at 47%. Both were about at 40 and below in 3-pointers. Both teams did not perform well from the free throw line. And the rebounding, you thought would be would give the edge to Cleveland, but it's, as you see there, it's about equal, 22 to Orlando and 20 for uh, the Cavaliers. But highlight that 4 offensive rebounds. 4 offensive rebounds. So they got a little bit more hustle in their step. Let's go ahead and show you the end of the game stats, how everything closed out. Orlando lost by 10. Both teams took care of the ball. Just under 10 turnovers. Cleveland had 8. Orlando had 7. Both teams' benches played well. Again, the offensive rebounds, I feel like, might be the edge for Cleveland. I feel like if they get more offensive rebounds, they will probably close this series out quick. But in my estimation, I think Cleveland will finish it in 6. I'm thinking they will finish it in 6. Pretty sure other Cleveland fans probably thinking they're going to close it out in 4. But I'm positive they're going to probably finish it in 6 if they close it out. So let's go ahead and jump into this player of the game for the Cleveland, not for Cleveland, but for Orlando Magic. Let's go ahead and show you who the player of the game was. Nikolai Vujacic was the player of the game with 39 points, 12 rebounds, shooting 17 from 23 from the field. He was beasting out there, doing all he could to keep his team into the game, but with no help, really. The guards went 8 for 25. Mario was not a factor stopping or even containing LeBron. I guess you can say he contained him because LeBron had 25 points, so he did as much as he could do, just like anyone. And that's how the game rolled for Orlando. They couldn't get much help from the guard, and as you see here, Nikolai is doing everything: rebounding, blocking, sky hook, post moves, everything. So enjoy this highlight of Nikolai. As you saw in the highlights, Kevin Love is going to struggle if he has to guard Nikolai in this game at all. So let's go ahead and show you the team stats for Orlando. Show you how they fared. As you saw, Nikolai had 39 points, 12 rebounds. He's beasting out there on the court. The guards, Victor and Willie Sells, a combined 8 from 25 from the field, 4 for 8 from the three-point line, about 50%. Did not get to the free throw line at all, really. If they're planning on making this a competitive series, those two are going to have to step up more, and Mario's going to have to play or shoot better. Just go ahead and show you the Jordan Brand player of the game. You're not gonna know. You're not gonna guess who it was. Let's go ahead and show you his highlights. Enjoy these highlights because he was the man for tonight. "25 points, 15 rebounds, 1 steal." Timothy Moscow. The big man played only 29 minutes. He had 5 fouls. Let's go ahead and show you the team's stats. As you see, he had help. James put up 25. Love had 14 and 11. James almost had a double-double. Kyrie had a double-double with 14 points and 12 assists. They had Tristan Thompson with 8 and 4 and Anderson Varejao with 9 and 7. So a lot of help from the front court, dominating the Orlando Magic on the boards, offensive rebounding, I should say. And that is game 1 for the Orlando Magic and Cleveland Cavaliers. Like I said, I'm thinking the series would end in 6, 4-2 Cleveland. So maybe Orlando can step it up and find a way without Penny to keep this series from being a sweep. Let's go ahead and jump and fly to the West Coast as we land in OKC for I don't even know what to call this matchup, but this is a big matchup. We got T-Mac, KD, superstars all over the place. KD, James Harden, Dwight Howard, Brandon Sales, Gary Payton, the glove. Let's go ahead and show you the tale of the tape overview for both of these squads. Boom. As you see here, OKC is superb in all of their strength. Rockets, the same thing. It should definitely be a high-scoring matchup right here. It's going to show you the stats for each team, the numbers they put up through the year. OKC was number 2, and as you see, so basically they were tied for first place, 114 points apiece. OKC plays a little bit more defense, and with a whole league of scoring, everyone averaging 100 points. You're allowing teams to only score 99. That's a big thing. So they're playing defense, and I'm pretty sure that's because of the glove, Gary Payton and Serge Ibaka, DeAndre Jordan keeping the paint free of anyone traveling in there. Houston Rockets are 10th in points allowed. They both shoot from the field about 42%. Free throws. They both get to the line. They both rebound about 50 rebounds a game. This game is going to be excellent to watch. So then we go ahead and show you the projected lineups for this round. As you see here, Patrick Beverley, Brandon Sales, James Harden is riding behind Brandon Sales, Tracy McGrady, Thaddeus Young, Dwight Howard. As you see, these Sales leads the team in points. Tracy McGrady at assists, Howard in blocks and rebounds. These Sales with the steals. Russell Westbrook, Gary Payton, KD, Serge Ibaka, and DeAndre Jordan. That trade also happened right before the trade deadline with Enes Kanter to the Clippers. As you see, KD averaging 29 points a game for the season. DeAndre with 13 rebounds and 2 blocks. Westbrook with almost 2 steals a game, and GP with 9 assists a game. So let's go ahead and jump into these stats. For some reason, we had a blackout and could not get the first half stats for this OKC Houston matchup. Make sure we get that next time. But here's the end of the game stats right here. Houston Rockets fell to OKC by 10. T-Mac and KD went at it. The rest of the team, they did just enough, but could not. They didn't have enough to keep up with the Thunder. They had 5 more turnovers. Let's say that's 10 points total. And there you go, 103 to 113. So it all happened. Too many turnovers. Their bench outplayed the OKC bench. Rebounds were about equal. Both teams didn't shoot good from the free throw line. Houston shot just below 50% and OKC shot above 50%. So that's how that game closed out right there. So let's go ahead and show you the player of the game for the Houston Rockets. Those were the highlights of T-Mac sharing the ball, doing as much as he can to keep his team in the game. So let's go ahead and show you the Houston Rockets player stats right here. As you saw, T-Mac with 29 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds. He shot 13 from 29 from the field. Was not very efficient from the three-point line. 1 for 4. James Harden 17. Patrick was with 14. Trevor Ariza 13. Howard double-double, 10 and 15. And B. Sells was on lock by GP. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 turnovers. Too many turnovers, as you can see there. Let's show you the Jordan Brand player of the game. As you see, Russell Westbrook doing everything, leading this team to the victory of 103 to 113. OKC on top. Let's go ahead and jump to OKC's player stats. KD with 33, 5, and 7. Him and T-Mac definitely were balling. They did not play his. From the highlights, you can see they were not playing tough defense on each other. Westbrook with 23, 7 rebounds, 15 assists. Serge Ibaka with 20. So OKC had 3 players with 20 or more points. Gary Payton almost was that 4th player with 18. DeAndre Jordan, 7 rebounds, 13, 7 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks. And Rodney Hood, who they also picked up in a trade before the trade deadline from Utah Jazz, with 5 points. So it closes out game 1 for each of the East and West Coast conference playoff games. Be sure to tune in to more. This is the EA2KShow Sports Network.